What is up, friends? I want to make a quick another impromptu disorganized update for you, but hopefully useful. I'm out here with the pups. I'm on my Demosa mat. I'm doing a little bit of a workout, and to break it up with some relaxing in the sun, I am squeezing my feet. I recently told you how useful I think it is to do your foot strengthening, this concentric activation of the intrinsic foot muscles mid or after more of like a full body, lower body, like leg workout type of thing, like basic stuff, squats, jumping, whatever it is you're doing. And I wanted to just show you the wrinkles on the inside of my instep and arch. When I first started strengthening my feet, it was like a really big deal to see those wrinkles. I was like, hey, I've never had that before. And, it's interesting. It's desirable wrinkles in our skin. I want you to make a couple notes. Now, one time I am definitely sickling, sickling my feet under. Yep, that's right. As soon as I go to record, I can't talk. That's how it goes. I want you to see the depth of wrinkles at the highest point of my arch. And then I want you to see on my right foot, although the light is a little different, right? This one's more backlit, this one's more frontlit, but I want you to see the definition of the wrinkles here. On this foot, I'm creating it a little bit, but it's also in part because I'm cheating and I'm really sickling for the camera angle, meaning I'm trying to show you that instep. When I do it with better form, like here, just with more of a neutral ankle and foot, I really can feel it on my right foot. And I don't feel it as well here. Now, what am I feeling? It's not the wrinkling I'm feeling. What I'm feeling is the contraction of the little intrinsic muscles. This is lumbricals and interossei and all those good things that are between the metatarsals, right? That are from we've got our ankle structure, we got the midfoot, right? And the cuneiform complex, and then we have our metatarsals, and then we got our toes. And this forefoot strength is a really key and underappreciated, important factor for your foot stability and foot function, right? Foot strength, function, all the things you want, And in your progression of strengthening your feet, when you go to, now I'm not pointing my toes perfectly. I'm letting them kind of curl under. I'm not lengthening them through. Here's I'm making more of a driving out into that big toe. Man, I can really light it up here and push straight down into that big toe, okay? So I'm reaching long and pushing down. Imagine like as if I were a ballerina, and I wanted to stand on the tip of my toe. I would never do that to my foot because I respect my body. But I want to be strong enough to do it. So I want to pretend that I'm going to drive that toe into the ground and it's going to support my body weight. Okay, so I want to strengthen like a dancer and then don't abuse your body like one. Okay, by the way, ballerinas are not the only dancers. When I say dancer, I don't always mean ballerina, but in this instance, for standing on your toes, on your tip toes versus the ball of your foot, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so on the left foot, I don't have as much wrinkling there. I have pretty decent wrinkling here. It's coming. It's coming. The intrinsic foot strength is coming. I don't have as much forefoot intrinsic foot strength, right? I don't have as much of the activation in the very critical underneath the metatarsals, right? Or between the metatarsals, which for the purpose of the foot, we're focused on the flexion of those muscles to create lift here because I need that hydraulic support when I'm walking on the ground. I got muscles that extend the foot too. They're useful, they're important, but what I need is support for my body, and that I'm trying to tighten up the spring coil, right? I'm trying to make the anti-collapse muscles come alive. They are all the muscles in the flexor system. And I'm pointing out these ones in the forefoot because they are not low-hanging fruit. They're the fruit at the top of that tree that you're aiming to get. Now, what I wanted to say in particular, I'll relax my feet a little bit. When I first started my foot strengthening program that I've kind of invented for myself, look at, I just want to say, I know I still have a kind of a strange split in those toes, but look how flat those toes are, man. I did not used to be able to push those toes straight like that. Let me just acknowledge this foot, I can do that. I can push them straight forward. This foot, I did not used to be able to do that. I did not. I still have struggle with these guys, but those middle two toes used to curl. I couldn't push them straight down. Why? Because I'm getting better intrinsic foot strength. And in this instance, we're saying intrinsic as one way to say brevis, short flexors, the flexors of the foot that are in the foot that pull that toe down, they don't curl, okay? The long flexors that curl, the kind of traction into the floor, right? For counting marbles and other useful skills with your feet. That's sarcasm. That they are more up in the calf, all right? They're both important, but the order in which they fire, meaning you need those, they need to drive into the floor before you try to get cleats into the floor. If all you do is long flexor, you're gonna grab off the floor and you're gonna count marbles. We need to be able to push into the floor, support our arch, sustain that hydraulic, compressive shock absorption system of the foot, and then also drive in some cleats because we're an animal, right? I mean, cleats, that doesn't make any sense, but because we want to get good traction against whatever surface pretending that we're walking on. Okay, when I first started, I would feel actually some tightness and jamming in the back of my ankle when I pointed my feet really hard for a long time. I didn't notice it originally at first. It wasn't like a big thing. And then I was like, when I really train hard, when I really, point hard, I was feeling like a jamming, like a thickness and an irritation back here. And I wasn't feeling much in my feet. And I certainly couldn't activate the muscles in the foot more in isolation. So here you're seeing like my calf is not really doing much and I'm just activating the intrinsic flexors. When I first started, I couldn't do that, especially on the left foot, okay? And I had to look into like, what's causing that pain? Because that's not a good thing. I shouldn't have pain in my body because I'm trying to use my very own muscles. And the only places I could really find good references to that were for dancers, because they want to be able to point their feet without that. And what that is telling you, so if you have this experience, or you point your feet and you feel nothing in the foot itself, and all that you feel is calf, nothing wrong, you need strong calves. But if your calf is trying to do all the work of your foot, it's like having a really strong forearm and no grip strength. Let that sink in. Just let that sink in, right? Now, you need strong forearm to facilitate anything you want to do with your grip, right? Anything you want to do, you need both. But if you don't have the grip strength, if you don't have the intrinsic foot strength, all the strength in your forearm, or in this case in your calf, is for naught. And in my instance, when then I was trying to train my feet, it was becoming dysfunctional and it was really jamming here. It was an over recruitment of these muscles that was not balanced with the muscles in the foot. So thankfully I have my right foot, which is not perfect, but it's ahead of the game. So it leads the way and it helps me train my left foot. And as I do this, as I cycle through repeated strengthening protocol with my foot, and I just continue to challenge it, each time it gets stronger and I have a new access to different muscles that help me activate, different ways in my foot. Activate meaning feel contraction, right? Feel strong. We'll call it fist, but it's a fist in my foot, right? It's really, really strong contraction in my foot. I teach the muscles in the feet. If you haven't had a look at like the fascial layers of the foot, there's 4 fascial layers, okay? And they have different muscles in them. And I'm not saying that the way I've activated my feet is on a fascial layer to fascial layer basis, but I say that to say there's complexity. There's complexity in the way the feet are innervated. A lot of the ability to activate my left foot, for example, has come from the PT I've done on my left hip and my left lower abs and pelvic floor. So, everything in the feet is connected to everything else. But I was just saying, the better the activation I've been able to get in my foot. It hasn't been just like A to Z, just a linear progression. It's been layer 1. I don't know how well that corresponds to fascial layers, but you could think of it that way. You're getting deeper access to what muscles you can activate. I think it's going to go in a different order for everybody, but you keep cycling through the effort to get more blood flow, more activation, which means better innervation, and just better, more robust contraction that comes with strength. It's building strength, right? It's building strength in the feet. So that was what I wanted to share. And I think today, the reason it got my attention, I was like, even though my left foot lags behind my right, it's coming. It's coming. And here again, I'm actually able to really push. What causes those wrinkles? It's the short flexor, like the what would it be? The flexor brevis, the flexor hallucis brevis, right? Whatever order those words are going to be in, but the short flexor for your hallux, your big toe, okay, is going to push that straight down. There's other muscles here, absolutely, but that straight down action that really helps me get those wrinkles better on this side than that is, I think, very largely driven by good flexor brevis right here, right? That corresponds to the anatomy for me. So I keep working it, and I can see it's firing, and it's coming. And more important, I should just mention, it doesn't matter what the wrinkles on your feet look like. You can have weak feet, but if they're very like pliant, you have like a flat foot, and it's just, I've seen people with like feet that are like flippers, right? Like honestly, they just bend, but there's no strength. I have very rigid feet. If you have high arch rigid feet like me, it takes a lot of strength to bend those bones to get that type of activation. Right? All foot forms have their challenges and strengths, okay? Challenges and advantages. So I'm only saying it's not just the wrinkles that matters, it's the intensity of the squeeze. And for my feet, which are a high arched rigid foot, those wrinkles indicate a high degree of concentric activation of my short flexors. And that shit makes me